Almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, goddamn, dog. We almost lost. Come on, man.
Gilbert Arenas, it might take me about 2 searches on YouTube before I find someone who is not of African descent, who, when they don't like what you say, brother, will tell you to go back to Africa.
In dirt, no shoes, sin, water, and bread, them, that's who we almost lost to.
You just took all the talking points about all Africans, yes, including you. They consider you as a descendant of Africans in that group too.
Like, they shouldn't have black jerseys on. They should just let that color go, because ain't I thought this shit was in black and white.
To make fun of those magically melanated men that look just like him.
Almost lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy.
And we talk about representation. Who is representing a group when they speak, right? Is that the representation I should use for my African American brothers and sisters? No.
So I posted a story earlier today talking about how I do not want to be involved in the diaspora war because I think it's pointless and stupid and we have more important things to worry about. And one of my mutuals reached out to me and left me a rant, to which I majorly agree with, but I feel like I need to explain my point. Under different circumstances, this argument between African Americans and African people about the hurt that each community has caused each other, I would be interested in, because we do need to heal, we do need to address these topics. But not when we are addressing this topic in the court of white supremacy. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know in how many different accents, how many different ways, how many different faces, how many different voices, people are going to use to come out here and say that your problem is still going to be the white man at the end of the day. The reason why you hate each other in the first place is the white man. The reason why you are even separated from each other, that is even causing this stupid, baseless, stinking, dirty, white supremacist, I love Massa, I'm closer to Massa, we better than argument in the first place, is because of the white man. Do we need to talk to each other and apologize for the wrong things that we've said to each other under white supremacy? I agree 100%. But for that to happen truly and genuinely, I don't know how to explain that, like earnestly, we need to let go of white supremacy. And as I'm looking at it, neither community is ready to let go of white supremacy. In fact, they are fighting for the crown. That's embarrassing, and that's why I don't want to be involved in it. Simple. If you guys are not ready to let go of white supremacy, if you say sorry now, even if we all make up now, we will still fight tomorrow. Why? Because we've not solved the root of the problem. It will keep growing sprouts forever. Let's end the cycle. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Like, I don't want to be doing this next year and then next year and then next year, and then you ask me, and then maybe if I have children, I'll have a 10-year-old child and I'll still be giving think pieces on diaspora war. Oh, hell no.
So I have been getting people reach out to me requesting that I talk about the Gilbert Arenas guy and the comments he made as regards to the South Sudanese basketball players.
Almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, goddamn, dog. We almost lost. Come on, man. And the king had to save. The king had to save her. I know the LeBron haters are mad. Almost lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy. Like, they shouldn't have black jerseys on. They should just let that color go, because ain't. I thought this shit was in black and white. Extra leftover shoe. They use leftover shoes that the USA teams didn't want. Y'all can use these. They don't even have basketball rims, dog. God. See that? You know what it is? Bro, they just couldn't see these niggas. Embiid over there throwing the game. He throwing the game for his cousins and shit. What's in dirt, no shoes. Sin, water, and bread, them, that's who we almost lost to. That is Bobo's. That's Bobo's team, right? They got no indoor court, nothing. They don't have nothing. Almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, goddamn, dog. We almost lost. Come on, his team. That's the last team we supposed to lose to or be close with. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America.
Basically, people have been asking me to make a video on the situation. They want to hear what I think. I came by her video and I was like, this is exactly how I feel. Like, it's 2024. You would think that with everything that has gone down and everything that is still going down right now, that people would know better. But somehow, no, that's not how it works. And they always seem to start with one person. One ignorant individual would just one day decide to wake up from any of the groups that we have and then say, yeah, today is the day that I'm going to make a stupid ASS comment or do something crazy that is going to start a diaspora war. And I don't give a damn because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm feeling like today. And then this person says and or does whatever the hell they have planned to do that day. And then everybody just, the bandwagon follows. And now we are like this. You see that point that Sis raised in her video when she was talking about the roots cause of diaspora war, which is white supremacy. Because truly, if we peel it all back, all of this diaspora war, the Gilbert Arenas guy situation and the comments he made, if we peel it all back, just as Sis said, is tied to white supremacy and how we have people in our community who are still holding to white supremacy ideas, white supremacy rhetoric, white supremacy opinions, white supremacy everything you can think about. Hence why if you ever catch wind of any diaspora wars and you pay attention to the words that the people who participate in these wars use for one another, first of all, they don't even talk to one another. They talk at and talk down to one another, which is crazy. And regardless of their location, their ethnic group, or what country they're from, they always have this us versus them mentality and energy about them. Then you look at their choice of words, it's always filled with anti-blackness, anti-Africanness, xenophobic, colorist. You would find all of these negative things sparked in their talking points. First of all, that's how you know that these people, one, they are not even having these conversations or doing these things because they actually care about the community. Because if you care about the community, if you care about Black people, if you love Black people, you would not be doing this. Hell, if you love yourself, first of all, as a Black person, you would not be acting in this manner towards another Black person.
You guys saw the video of Gilbert Arenas making fun of the Sudanese basketball team that damn near beat the USA team.
We're not supposed to lose to the Cool Runnings team. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America.
Listen, I'm a podcaster myself, comedian. I'm down with the jokes. You know, I joke on stuff too, you know, but it was a little weird because it looked mean, you know what I'm saying? It almost felt... Is that possible? If you're Black, you can be against your own people? It just felt real hateful for some reason. I don't know. I'm not... You guys understand where I'm coming from? Plus, a lot of his jokes were old, right? They were a little dated. I thought maybe he watched some old footage of Comic View and Def Jam and some YouTube videos from the 90s and together. It was a little off-putting. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Where are you coming from with this? You know, and why are you surprised that Africans have athletic talent? You know, that rant reminded me of like when you get some white guys, they'll be by themselves in a room and they decide to be really, but they look both ways and they go, hey, did you see the Sudanese basketball team? Oh, Jesus. Who brought Amistad on the court? I think I see Jaimin Hansu trying to make a layup. Hey, Kunta Kinte, nice shot. Oh, did they get fed before they came on there? I'm surprised I didn't see any flies on court. It reminds me of that Soul Glow dude in Coming to America who was asking Eddie Murphy at the basketball game, man, you from Africa? You probably be chasing lions and shit. I hope that you keep that same energy for the European teams. Let's say the European teams have a close game. I hope you keep that same energy. I hope you do that. Don't cheat now. Don't cheat now. This is Gilbert Arenas who brought guns to the arena. And you feel where I'm coming from? It's felt very hateful. I don't know, Gilbert. And you're a type of person, he causes controversy, you know what I mean? He says some things that are controversial, which is fine. It's what you do when you're podcasting, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But the African thing, it was weird because African Americans and Africans already clash half the time. Africans get a stereotype that they hate African Americans and African Americans hate Africans. So they got us fighting amongst each other. And that situation doesn't really help out the situation. So, Gilbert, update your ignorance, man. Come on, press refresh. Come up with some better shit.
And neither is it empowering. None of what they do during diaspora wars is empowering. But these people continue to go at it. And it doesn't matter about location. And I know I'm mentioning one person, Gilbert Arenas, who is an African-American guy. But it doesn't matter. Because there are Gilbert Arenas in all of our communities. I think I'll start calling people who start diaspora wars Gilbert Arenas. That should be like their names. Just like we have Karens for the Karens. The diaspora war people, their names should be Gilbert Arenas. Because those people...
So Gilbert Arenas made it a point to make a video offending, disparaging, and minimizing what South Sudan did by almost beating Team USA, the men's national team, the men's Olympic team, in an exhibition game. I think Team USA was favored to win by 40+ points. In South Sudan, I almost beat them, losing by 1. So instead of congratulating and propping up the fact that South Sudan, the South Sudanese, played so well, Gilbert Arenas comes out and offends those young men on that basketball team. Call them the Aki tribe. The Team USA almost lost to some, what Gilbert Arenas said, some dart shooters, basically. Talk about the fact that Sudan doesn't really have basketball shoes or You know, South Sudan is known to be rich in oil, rich in gold. Rich in gold. And it's been taken advantage of like a lot of other African nations. And they have a lot of internal conflict and internal turmoil. But that doesn't give you the right, or give him the right, to make fun of those magically melanated men that look just like him. That some of them come from probably worse backgrounds than him and worse challenges than him to arise to the point that where they are now, almost beating the best basketball team in the world. That's yet to be seen for this year, because because you have a collection of talent and the best basketball players, that doesn't make you have the best team. But Gilbert Arenas, extremely disrespectful. And there was nothing funny about what you said. And I kind of question your mental faculties, my man. It's one thing to have an opinion, but you just downright disrespectful. You say some good things, but you say some dumb things. So you owe the South Sudanese basketball team and the people an apology. I think they just got their independence 2011 after fighting, and they're still fighting. But through it all, those young men playing for their country, playing hard for their country, representing their country, as far as I can see, the right way. Don't matter if you win or lose, but representing their country the right way. And I don't know about any of them taking guns to a locker room at work and threatening to have a shootout with a coworker at work. All praises to the Most High.
We need to find a way to get to the brains of our people. That's where the real work needs to start. And I feel like our educational system just might be how to get there. But you guys let me know down below in the comment section. Because, you know, when we look at who's been educating us, what was the curriculum they gave? What is the education that they've been given? How is that affecting how our people think and feel, not only about themselves, but about each other? And this is why I speak so much about our educational system, because I strongly believe that the kind of education that we receive globally is one of the main reasons why we have people who end up like this. The kind of education that we receive, if we really pay close attention to the details that they put into our brain from like a very young age, it doesn't instill this self-love, black is beautiful, pan-African, pro-black ideology into us, and it doesn't empower us. Our educational systems wants us to run away from our history, our cultures, our Africanness, our blackness, because like hell, we are still using the colonizers' curriculum, and we know how the colonizers want us to think. They want us to gravitate more towards their ish, what they believe, think like them, act like them. So of course, because of this education, we end up in a situation still in 2024 where we see our people acting a fool on the internet, making nonsensical statements, just being ignorant AF, because that is what the educational system is producing. That's what the educational system wants us to be. It wants us to not love ourselves. It wants us to constantly be fighting one another. It instills this mentality of black is wrong, white is right, African is backward, Eurocentric, whatever is better, progressive, and all of that. So until we address this problem, right, from the what is going into the brains of our children, I don't think we would be able to curb this situation. I feel like we need to address this problem from a psychological standpoint, and that's how we would forever be able to eradicate this, this issue that we are facing even still in 2024. We have to go to the source of the problem, the root source of the problem. Like Sis said earlier, white supremacy is the problem. And if you want to follow the breadcrumbs and get to the bottom of, okay, where are our people getting this white supremacy ideologies from? Where are they picking it up from? At what point exactly? You would find that it traces all the way back to kindergarten. That's how early they start. They catch us young and they start feeding us with the rubbish history, the skewed history, the lies, right? And you start to slowly buy into these things. And not many people are able to break away from these lies and actually step into the truth and, step into the light and come to realize that, oh, I was bamboozled. We've been bamboozled. Like, we desperately need to take the brains of our children out of the hands of the white man. We need to take control, full control over our educational system and what our kids are learning. I strongly believe that it is our educational system that is creating the Gilbert Arenas that we have in our communities, and that in order for us to stop having Gilbert Arenas in our communities, we have to do something about our educational system. At this point, we've come to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye.
We got the males almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, we almost lost to them. And the king.
I'm going to treat this as specific as I can, with as much nuance as I can, and acknowledging first and foremost that is an ignorant person speaking, right? For as much skill that Gilbert Arenas has on a basketball court, clearly he's not the smartest bunch in the group. And we talk about representation. Who is representing a group when they speak, right? Is that the representation I should use for my African-American brothers and sisters? No. But let's keep it going, because he adds more nonsense on this, right? He adds more nonsense.
Lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy. Man, Embiid over there, goddamn throwing the game. He throwing the game for his cousins and shit.
With that said, Gilbert Arenas, it might take me about 2 searches on YouTube before I find someone who is not of African descent, who, when they don't like what you say, brother, will tell you to go back to Africa. You just took all the talking points about all Africans, yes, including you. They consider you as a descendant of Africans in that group too. Barbaric, not not functional. Not able to live in a modern world, not able to create things, still showering a certain way, still doing, yes. And you did all of that. to get your xenophobic thoughts off. White folks are up 15 in the third quarter, and what an amazing job they did. They gave you a piece of crumb, so you get to claim the nationality of America. Great. Awesome. I got that too. But in that, you thought you had to trade off. You thought there was a trade-off involved. To be American, you have to insult Africans worldwide. You insulted yourself. You insulted the ancestors that were taken from the west coast of Africa, brought here, and created what we now know as my lovely African American brothers and sisters. You insulted Jamaicans. You insulted Trinidadians. That's what you do when you say these type of things and you just say African instead of specifying country. And for the record, that does not mean that idiot, what he said about the South Sudanese people would have been true anyway, the insults he was spewing at them. My thing is just that you so stupid, you don't even know you insulted yourself, and you don't even know you're trying to get nationalist versus nationalist ideas off instead of insulting the entire continent. And lastly, shout out to the South Sudanese team. So the brother couldn't even focus. He's so stupid. He couldn't even focus on the improvements that team has made for a sport that is not of them. He couldn't even for 1 second, couldn't even just watch the beauty and watching, descendants of Africans playing continental Africans and being competitive. No, the colonized imperial mindset was up in his head. It's a joke. It's a joke. One, you're not a comedian, Gilbert Arenas. Two, if you don't know how to joke without insulting yourself, your ancestors, you're not a good comedian.